right. The spirit continues on their path, each step feeling lighter now, not because the burden is gone, but because they know they are not walking alone. The Great Spirit walks beside them, carrying what they cannot. Their heart feels less heavy, and their spirit, though still weary, begins to feel the promise of the next chapter, the next step in the journey that has been set before them. They are not alone, and they will never be alone. And so, they walk. The Great Spirit speaks gently, softly, in the silence of the world. He whispers, "You are strong, even in your weariness. You are brave, even in your doubt. You will make it. Trust in me. Trust in the journey. You will not break. You will bend and you will grow." And with that, the Spirit continues forward, knowing that they are not just walking, they are being carried. The road ahead is long, but the Spirit walks with renewed strength, for they now understand that every step, every struggle, and every burden is part of the sacred path that will lead them to the fulfillment of their destiny. And though they may not see the end yet, they know they will reach it, one step at a time, with faith in the Great Spirit who carries them. Story: the unraveling and the sacred growth. In the stillness of the morning, before the sun rises and the earth awakens, there is a spirit walking alone. The world does not see their struggle, but the Spirit feels it deep within their soul. A quiet unraveling has begun. It is as though their very being, woven tightly with the threads of past pains, has started to fray, to loosen, to break apart. In the silence of the night, they ask themselves, "Why does this hurt so much? What am I losing?" The answer does not come quickly, but it is whispered softly in the winds of their spirit. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding what no longer serves you. The Spirit's heart aches as it lets go of old ways, old identities, things that once felt safe and certain. The world around them seems to shift and change, and they are caught between what they once were and what they are becoming. The old comforts, the things that once soothed their soul, now feel empty and distant. They are walking in the space between where the past is fading and the future is still hidden. It is in this space, this sacred space of transformation, that the Great Spirit speaks. Child, what you are feeling is not a sign of loss, but a sign of growth. The pain you feel is not a wound. It is the space I am creating for something new. This unraveling is not destruction. It is the preparation of your soul for what is to come. You are being made new, even though it feels like you are falling apart. The Spirit hears these words, but they do not fully understand them yet. They feel like they are being torn from the inside, like the very fabric of who they are is being undone. There is no comfort in this moment, no easy answers. It is like the deep roots of a tree being pulled from the earth, the tree left bare and exposed, wondering if it will ever grow again. But in this deep, sacred silence, the Great Spirit whispers once more. The grief you feel is the shedding of old skin. What you thought was you, what you held so tightly to, is falling away because it no longer fits who you are becoming. Do not fear this, for I am with you in this unraveling. What you are going through now is part of your sacred growth. The pain you feel is the birth of your true self. And so the Spirit walks. They do not know where the road leads, but they walk with the knowledge that something is changing within them. They feel the pressure of growth within their heart, within their mind, within their soul. It is not a gentle growth, but one that tears and stretches, one that is painful but necessary. The Spirit begins to understand that this is not a punishment, but a divine purpose. Trust in the space you are in now, child. This is the holy space of transformation. You are not broken. You are being remade. I am with you, working in the invisible, shaping you into what you are destined to become. The Spirit steps slow as they process these words. They wonder if they are truly ready for the change that is coming, if they can fully surrender to what the Great Spirit is doing within them. It is a frightening thing, this growth, this transformation. It feels like losing pieces of themselves, but they know deep down that these pieces were never truly theirs to keep. The Spirit feels the tension of this shift, and for the first time, they understand that it is not a loss, but a gain. You are shedding the old to make way for the new. You are letting go of the past to walk into your future. It may not make sense now, but trust that I am working in the invisible, arranging the pieces of your life for the path ahead. You are not alone in this. As the Spirit continues on their journey, they begin to notice subtle changes. The world around them feels different, as though the air is lighter, the trees more vibrant, the sky clearer, and yet there is still a weight in their chest, a heaviness that comes from the space between who they were and who they are becoming. They are caught between two worlds, the old, familiar world of the past and the unknown, uncertain world of the future. But the Great Spirit speaks again, this time with a voice that fills the Spirit's heart with warmth and peace. Do not rush this process, child. You are where you need to be. The change you are going through is sacred, and I am guiding you every step of the way. What you are feeling now, this tension, this discomfort, is the growth of your spirit. Trust in it. Trust in me. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. The Spirit stops, allowing the words to sink deep into their soul. They feel the weight of this message, the sacred truth that they are not broken, but in the process of being made whole. They understand now that this space, they are in the space between what they were and what they are becoming is not a place of despair, but of divine preparation. The Spirit breathes deeply, the weight on their chest lifting ever so slightly. They know that this journey will not be easy, but they also know that they are not walking it alone. The Great Spirit walks beside them, guiding them, comforting them, and leading them into the new season of their life. And so, the Spirit continues, step by step, shedding the old, embracing the new. They walk with faith, with trust, knowing that this sacred growth is not a punishment, but a blessing. They are being transformed, and though the path is unclear, they know that it will lead them to the place where they are meant to be. For the first time, the Spirit feels peace in the unknown, knowing that the unraveling is a part of the sacred journey, and that the Great Spirit is with them every step of the way. The growth is painful, but it is necessary, and as they walk with the assurance that something beautiful is being born within them. Story: the divine winds of change. In the stillness of the earth, beneath the vast sky, there is a Spirit who walks through the world, unseen, unheard. They feel the weight of the day upon them, heavy and unyielding. Their heart is full of questions, their mind clouded with confusion. Why does it feel as though nothing is changing? Why does it seem as though my prayers fall to the earth without answer? They ask silently, knowing that the winds of life move unseen, just beyond their grasp. But in the quiet of their spirit, the Great Spirit is at work. Though the Spirit cannot see the changes, they are happening. Like the river carving its path through the mountains, the divine movement is silent and invisible, but it is steady, it is sure. I am here, working in the unseen, whispers the Great Spirit. Though you cannot see it, know that I am moving. I am realigning your life with the precision of the stars above, guiding your steps even when you cannot feel my presence. The Spirit pauses, feeling the weight of these words. The earth beneath their feet feels familiar, yet they sense a shifting, a subtle change in the air. It is as though something, though hidden, is rearranging itself, preparing the way for what is to come. The Spirit's heart stirs with the quiet knowing that they are not alone, that they are being prepared for something greater. But it is still not clear, and their mind cannot grasp what is unfolding. The Great Spirit speaks again, not with words, but with a gentle, knowing presence. You are not walking in the dark alone. I am working behind the veil, setting things in motion that you cannot yet see. People are being placed in your path. Opportunities are being opened, and time is being aligned with divine purpose. You do not see it, but I am moving and everything is coming together in ways you cannot understand yet. The Spirit stands still, feeling the weight of these words settle upon their heart. There is a deep peace in knowing that the world is being moved on their behalf, even when they cannot feel it, even when they cannot see it. The air around them feels different now, like the quiet before a storm, heavy with anticipation, thick with potential. Trust in the unseen, the Great Spirit continues, for the changes are happening beneath the surface. You are being prepared, even in the silence. You are being realigned, even when you feel lost. You are being guided toward your destiny, step by step, even when the road seems unclear. The Spirit's heart begins to soften, their steps slowing as they feel the truth of these words sink into their being. They look around them at the world they know, and though it feels the same, they sense that something is different. The trees sway in the wind, the earth hums beneath their feet, and in the distance the mountains stand silent, watching. Know this, child, the Great Spirit says softly, the work I am doing in your life is like the seasons. It is invisible in the moment, but the harvest will come. The earth is being prepared for the seed you will soon plant. You may not see it now, but the timing is perfect, and everything is moving toward the moment of fruition. Trust in what you cannot see, for the invisible work is the foundation of what is to come. The Spirit takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of these words. They know that their heart has been restless, searching for answers, for signs of change. But now, they realize that the changes are not always visible, that sometimes the most profound transformations happen in the stillness, in the unseen movements of the world around them. The Great Spirit is at work, and they are part of it. In the quiet moments, when the world seems still, the Spirit begins to feel the stirrings of something new within them. It is not a loud, thunderous change, but a subtle, quiet shifter, knowing that the Great Spirit is guiding them, realigning them for something greater. It is like the soft winds that rustle the leaves, the quiet shift of the earth beneath their feet. The Spirit knows that the winds of change are moving through their life, though they cannot see it. I am preparing the way, the Great Spirit says again. Trust in the unseen. Trust in the work I am doing in you, in the world around you. You are not alone. I walk beside you even in the silence. And when the time is right, the changes you cannot see will be revealed. You will look back and understand that every step, every moment, every pause was part of the divine movement I have been orchestrating in your life. The Spirit feels a deep peace settle within them as they continue on their path. They are no longer restless, no longer searching for signs. They understand now that the work is being done even when they cannot see it, even when they cannot feel it. They walk with trust in the invisible, knowing that the Great Spirit is guiding them towards something greater. And so, the Spirit continues, one step at a time, trusting in the movement of the unseen, trusting that the divine work is at hand. They walk with faith, with patience, knowing that what is to come will be revealed in its own time. They are not lost, for they are being guided with divine precision. They are part of something greater, something sacred, and though they cannot see it now, they will one day understand. Story: the sacred journey of detoxification. The Spirit walks through the forest, its feet brushing the soft earth, the cool breeze whispering through the trees. The world around them is alive, vibrant, yet the Spirit feels a weight, a quiet stirring in their heart. There is a shift happening within them. It is as if the very winds have changed, the path beneath their feet has altered, and their soul is calling for something new. The desires they once held once familiar, comforting like an old blanket, no longer fit them. They have outgrown them, just as the oak tree outgrows its sapling form. But the Spirit does not yet understand this transformation. The Great Spirit sees them, watches the tension and grief in their heart, knowing what they cannot yet see. Child, you are shedding the old skin that no longer serves you. The things that once brought comfort, that once gave you peace, now feel like a burden. You are being cleansed, detoxified, made pure in a way that is both painful and beautiful. The Spirit pauses, feeling the weight of these words deep within their heart. They feel a pull, a desire to cling to the things that once soothed their soul. But they also feel a pull towards something new, something undefined. The old desires, the old ways, seem to be slipping away like sand through their fingers, and it causes a quiet grief in their heart. They feel the old parts of themselves being pried away, like dead branches falling from a tree, and they do not know what to hold on to anymore. The grief is deep, a quiet ache in their spirit. This grief, this loss, is not a sign of weakness, child. The Great Spirit continues. It is a sign of growth. What you are feeling is the detoxification of your soul. You are being made ready for what is to come, but first, you must let go of what no longer serves you. You are growing, shedding the parts of yourself that kept you small, that kept you bound to the past. Trust in this process. The Spirit's heart stirs with the weight of these words, but the grief still remains. They walk, head bowed, the weight of their journey heavy in their chest. They want to stop, to turn back to the comfort of the past, to the desires they once clung to so tightly. But the Great Spirit speaks again, and this time the words are like the song of the river, flowing gently but with purpose. Child, it is time to release. The path ahead is not meant for the version of yourself that you have been. You are being made new, and it is not easy, for growth rarely is. But trust that I am with you, guiding you, helping you release what is no longer needed. You are detoxifying, but not in the way you think. You are cleansing your spirit, clearing out the old hurts, the old fears, and the false truths you once believed. Let it go, and you will find peace. The Spirit looks up, their eyes wide with understanding. They feel the shift in their heart, the quiet ache beginning to ease, replaced with a strange sense of freedom. The weight on their chest lightens as they begin to understand that the grief is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. The loss they feel is not a loss of themselves, but a shedding of the false parts of who they once were. They are no longer bound to the old ways. They are being reborn, and it is both painful and beautiful. They walk on, each step feeling lighter than the last. The trees around them seem to whisper, the wind singing a song of cleansing, of new beginnings. And with each step, they feel the old desires slipping away, the things that once defined them, the things that no longer serve their purpose. It is not easy, but it is necessary. They are being detoxified, not in body, but in spirit. They are shedding the layers of themselves that have grown stale and unnecessary, and they are making room for the new. You are becoming who you were always meant to be, the Great Spirit whispers. This process is sacred. The grief you feel is the birth of your true self. You are growing into the fullness of who you are, and this growth will bring peace, clarity, and strength. Trust in this process. Let go of the old. Release the things that no longer serve you, and you will find a new sense of freedom. The Spirit pauses again, feeling the weight of these words settle deep within their soul. They understand now. The grief, the discomfort, the pull toward the past is all part of the process. They are detoxifying, shedding the parts of themselves that kept them trapped, that kept them from becoming who they were meant to be. The Spirit feels the freedom rising within them like the dawn breaking over the horizon. The new desires, the new truths, are taking root in their heart. It is a slow process, but it is happening. Child, you are on the right path, the Great Spirit says. What you are experiencing now is not punishment, but purification. You are being made ready for the new season of your life. Do not fear the changes, for they are the natural result of growth. Trust in this process, for I am with you and I will never leave you. The Spirit feels the warmth of the Great Spirit's words wrap around them like a blanket, soothing their aching heart. They know that the journey ahead will not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments of pain, but they also know now that this pain is not something to fear. It is the cleansing of their soul, the release of the old, and the birth of the new. They walk on, their heart lighter, their spirit freer, knowing that they are becoming who they were always meant to be. And so they continue on their journey, step by step, shedding the old, embracing the new. They trust in the process, knowing that the Great Spirit is guiding them every step of the way. The grief has not disappeared, but it no longer holds them captive. They are free to walk the path ahead, knowing that the detoxification of their soul is a sacred and beautiful process. Story: Trusting the Sacred Path. The Spirit walks through the vast plains, feeling the wind whisper through the grass. The land stretches wide, unbroken, with the sun dipping low on the horizon. The Spirit's heart is heavy with doubt. They feel the weight of the journey they have been on, the uncertainty of the path ahead. The steps have not been easy. The winds have often felt like they were pushing them back, urging them to turn around. They wonder if they are on the right path, if the journey they are walking is truly their own, or if it is a mistake, a detour they should not have taken. Yet, in the quiet of their heart, they hear a voice. It is soft at first, like the rustling of leaves, but it is steady and sure. Child, do not fear the journey. Do not fear the delays and detours. I am with you in every step. I have not abandoned you, even when the path is unclear. Trust in the timing I have set for you. Every delay, every pause, Every moment of confusion is part of the sacred process I am guiding you through. The spirit feels a deep stirring within. They have walked many roads, each one filled with its own trials. At times, it has seemed like the road stretched on endlessly before them, with no sign of the end. They have questioned the direction of their steps, the timing of the moments they find themselves in. It feels as if they are lost in a world of uncertainty, with no answers to the questions that burn in their heart. They want to know why the path has not been smooth, why the obstacles have been many, why they have had to wait. But the voice of the Great Spirit comes again, flowing like the river's song, gentle and wise. You must understand, child, that the path you are walking is not meant to be smooth. The road is not always straight because I am preparing you. Every delay, every detour is part of the sacred plan I have for you. I am aligning everything in its right time, even when you cannot see it. Trust in this process, for it is leading you to something great. Then you can understand right now. The spirit takes a slow, steady breath, feeling the tension in their chest begin to ease, though only slightly. They feel the weight of the world pressing against them, and yet they are not sure what the next step is. The world seems full of possibilities, but also full of obstacles. They long for the certainty that they are on the right path, for the assurance that their efforts are not in vain. The Spirit asks again, "How much longer, Great Spirit? How much longer must I wait?" The wind stirs, and in it the Great Spirit's voice answers, softer now, but filled with a quiet strength. Your heart is restless because you want to see the end, but the end is not for you to see yet. The journey you are on is not just about the destination, it is about who you are becoming in the process. The delays and detours are shaping you, teaching you to trust me even when you cannot see the way forward. Trust in the sacred timing. It is all part of the plan. Every step, every pause has a purpose. The Spirit stops, standing still on the earth, feeling the ground beneath them, steady and unmoving. They understand, even if just a little, that the journey is not about reaching the destination, but about the growth and wisdom gained along the way. The path may twist and turn, but each step is preparing them for something greater, something they cannot yet see. They realize now that the uncertainty, the waiting, the detours, they are not signs of failure or being lost. They are signs of preparation. Child, the path you walk is sacred. The journey is not about instant answers or immediate success. It is about learning to trust, learning to wait, learning to be still in the quiet spaces between. I am working behind the scenes even when you cannot see it. I am aligning people, opportunities, and timing with divine precision. You are being prepared for what is to come, even if the road is hard to walk. The Spirit feels the peace of these words sink into their soul. The restlessness begins to fade, replaced by a quiet understanding that the journey is unfolding just as it should. You will see how every moment, every step has led you to this place. Trust, child, that I am with you every step of the way. Even in the silence, even in the waiting, I am here. I will never leave you. The Spirit breathes deeply, feeling a sense of peace settle in their heart. The path is still unclear, and the future still unknown, but they know now that they are not alone. The Great Spirit is walking beside them, guiding them with each step, even when they cannot see the way forward. They no longer need to worry about the detours or delays. They need only to trust in the process and know that every step is leading them toward their sacred purpose. And so, the Spirit continues on their journey, trusting in the path that is unfolding, trusting in the timing of the Great Spirit. They walk with faith, knowing that the road may be winding, but it is leading them exactly where they need to go. The journey is sacred, and the Great Spirit is always with them, guiding them every step of the way. Story: the sacred building of the Spirit. The Spirit stands at the edge of the river, the water flowing swiftly beneath the moonlit sky. The night is still, but the Spirit's heart is troubled. They feel the weight of something inside them, something old and painful, a wound they cannot yet name. It feels like a pressure deep within their soul, a storm brewing on the horizon of their mind. They wonder why the struggle is so fierce, why the path is so hard. Every step seems weighed down by something unseen, as though the earth itself is pulling them backward. In the quiet of their spirit, the Great Spirit speaks. not with words, but with a presence that fills the space around them. Child, what you feel is not failure, but transformation. The pressure you feel, the weight upon your heart, is the work of divine construction. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. The Spirit listens, their heart heavy but also curious. They do not understand, for the pain feels real, and the tension seems unyielding. It is as if their very being is being stretched, pulled apart by forces they cannot control. The world around them feels distant, and they feel alone in their struggle. They long for release, for peace, but the turmoil within them refuses to settle. You are shedding the old, the Great Spirit continues. The wounds you carry, the mindsets that have kept you bound, are being purged. These are not your failures. They are the necessary sacrifices that make room for the new blessings I am preparing for you. The Spirit feels the weight of these words, but the struggle within them continues. The old wounds they have carried for so long, the scars of past hurts, the fears that have held them back are rising to the surface. They feel exposed, raw, as though every part of them that they once thought was healed is being torn open again. The Spirit aches with the weight of these emotions, unsure of how much longer they can endure. But the Great Spirit speaks again, this time with a voice that resonates deep within the Spirit's core. The wounds you feel are not signs of weakness, child. They are the places where healing must begin. The pain you carry is not a punishment. It is the purification of your soul. The pressure you feel is not to break you, but to break through the old barriers that have held you captive. The Spirit stands still, allowing the words to sink deep within them. They realize that the struggle is not an enemy to be defeated, but a part of the sacred process of healing. The pressure, the tension, the pain, these are the signs of divine construction, of something being built within them. It is not easy, but it is necessary. The old must be purged so that the new can be born. The road is not easy, the Great Spirit continues, but I walk with you every step of the way. The tension you feel is the divine breaking of the chains that have bound you. The old mindsets, the fears, the doubts, they are being broken. And as they are, the space within you grows, making room for the new blessings that are waiting to fill it. The Spirit feels a shift within them, a quiet stirring deep in their soul. The pressure does not lessen, but it begins to feel different. It is no longer a weight that threatens to crush them. It is a force that is reshaping them, remaking them into something stronger, something whole. The wounds, once painful, now seem to hold a new meaning, a purpose. They are not signs of failure, but of the divine work of healing taking place inside the Spirit's heart. The Spirit closes their eyes, feeling the presence of the Great Spirit surrounding them. They understand now that the struggle is not their enemy, it is their teacher. The old wounds must be purged. The old ways must be broken so that they can make room for the blessings that are waiting to come. The Spirit feels the tension ease slightly, knowing that this is the sacred process of becoming. Trust in this process, the Great Spirit whispers, what finding its way forward, carving new paths through the earth. With a renewed sense of peace, the Spirit begins to walk again, knowing that the divine construction is still at work within them. They are not broken, they are being made new. Each step they take is a step toward healing, toward wholeness, toward the blessings that the Great Spirit has prepared for them. The old wounds may still sting, but they are no longer chains. They are the marks of the divine work being done in the Spirit's soul. And so, the Spirit walks on, trusting the process, trusting the sacred work of healing and transformation. The pressure may come again, but now they understand its purpose. The Spirit is being remade, and with each step, they are becoming who they were always meant to be. Story: the sacred battle and divine protection. The Spirit stands at the edge of the mountain, the wind biting at their skin, the sky heavy with the weight of the storm. The path they have walked has been long, filled with obstacles, each step feeling heavier than the last. The Spirit feels the tension in their chest, a deep unease that whispers of something darker ahead. It is not the quiet peace of the earth beneath their feet, but a restless energy, a pull towards something that lies just beyond their reach. The air around them feels thick, charged, as though something is coming for them, something they cannot yet see. Child, you are not alone, whispers the voice of the Great Spirit, calm but strong, as steady as the river's flow. What you feel is not a sign of failure, but of the power within you. The winds are fierce because you are strong enough to withstand them. The spirit listens, but their heart is heavy. They know that the road ahead will not be easy, but they also know that they cannot turn back. The tension in the air grows thicker, and the spirit feels the weight of it pressing in on them, threatening to push them to their knees. But something deep within stirs, a quiet strength rising from the depths of their being, a flicker of hope, even in the face of this looming storm. The spirit understands now that the battle they face is not one of their own making. It is a sacred test, a trial that has come to prepare them for what lies ahead. The storms, the struggles, the moments of doubt, they are not signs that they are weak. They are signs that the spirit is being prepared for something greater, something sacred, something that will require all the strength they have within them. The enemy is fierce because you are a threat, the Great Spirit continues. You have been chosen, child. The battle you face is not just for your soul, it is for the power that lies within you. The darkness knows your potential, and it will try to break you. But know this, you are not alone. I walk with you, even in the storm. My protection surrounds you, and I will never let you fall. The spirit takes a deep breath within their heart. They understand now that the struggle is not meant to destroy them, but to prepare them. It is not a test of perfection, but a test of faith, of trust in the protection and guidance of the Great Spirit. The enemy may fight hard, but the spirit knows that they are not fighting alone. As the storm rages around them, the spirit feels the Great Spirit's presence like a shield, a protection that wraps around them, holding them steady in the face of the winds. The battle may be fierce, but it is not their battle alone. The Great Spirit is with them, walking beside them, guiding their steps, even when the path is unclear. The enemy may come with all its might, but the Spirit knows that it is no match for the power of the divine. You are not perfect, child, the Great Spirit whispers, but you are chosen. You are called to rise, not in your own strength, but in the strength I give